But this stream today is going to be about this QB carousel, and reason being, I wanted to get on this topic is there's a lot of desperate teams in the NFL. There's a lot of desperate teams. Like, can you imagine being the Indianapolis Colts and being 8-1 at the top of the AFC, at the top of the NFL? Daniel Jones has an Achilles and a broken leg. He has no guaranteed money on his contract. They put a transitional tag on Daniel Jones for $37 million. It saves them money. It's not a long-term deal. But now Alec Pierce wants to test the market because they couldn't put the tag on Alec Pierce. And Michael Pittman Jr. is going to walk. They traded A.D. Mitchell to the Jets already, and they traded their first-round pick for Sauce Gardner. Like, bro, the Colts are in such a finicky situation that Anthony Richardson is on his last year of his rookie deal, and Shane Steichen is trying to figure out if Daniel Jones doesn't even play, Anthony Richardson, if he balls out, like, did they just like tag Daniel Jones for nothing? So much so that the 49ers see what I've been telling y'all. Mac Jones is the number one quarterback on the market that teams could probably bring in to be a day one starter, kind of like Sam Darnold, right? Former first round talent, national champion in college, was injured and still won games with the Niners with everything they had going on. They didn't miss a beat with Brock Purdy being out. But they do have Brock Purdy under a $50 million a year contract. And Mac Jones is still signed to contract. 1 year's left, $2.5 million guaranteed. He bet on himself. So if a team wants to get Mac Jones, they got to give up a first round pick, and they're going to have to pay him $40 million a year on an extended deal. They're probably going to have to give him 3 or 4 years, $100 million with $70-80 million guaranteed because the salary cap went up. That is absolutely nuts that the 49ers don't have any leverage other than if you don't trade a first. And I've been telling y'all, the Cowboys, the Browns, the Jets, and the Rams all had extra first round picks. They're only doing it because the Jets know that Dante Moore went back to school. Trinidad Chambers went back to school. Ty Simpson is the only other quarterback that could get drafted in the first round in this draft. You know the Rams is looking at him. You know a couple other, the Cardinals is looking at him. So now the 49ers is telling the Jets, you got 2 first round picks, brother. If you want to get Mac Jones and have a day one starter, Aaron Glenn is not rolling back out there with Justin Fields next year, even though he got $14 million guaranteed to play football. Aaron Jones is not basing his career on Justin Fields. So if they want Mac Jones, they're going to have to burn their first round draft pick, one of the two, sign Mac Jones to a lucrative deal, and then use they number 3 pick to probably trade back or take the best defensive player. But in doing so, like, the 49ers really would come up in this situation. I mean, because they holding the bag saying, if you want to give us a first for Mac Jones, if you feel like it's high, so what? But guess what? The alternative is the Jets have to try to go after Kirk Cousins, Geno Smith when he gets cut, Tua Tagovailoa, Kyler Murray, who I think is probably the most talented of the QBs that will get released is Kyler Murray. I think Tua is as good or better than Kyler Murray, but he can't stay healthy. The Dolphins ruin his body. Geno Smith, you don't know if Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll held him back once he got to Las Vegas and led the league in turnovers, or if Geno Smith was just like, is he washed? Because he's going to get $37 million from the Raiders, and he's going to get cut before they get Mendoza get off the plane. So You going to take a retread like Kirk Cousins, Jimmy G, Geno Smith, Tua Tagovailoa, or Kyler Murray, or you going to give Malik Willis $30 million a year, and you just spent $15 million and seen what happened with Justin Fields, and you finna spend $30 million on Malik Willis. This is absolutely crazy, the position some of these teams is in. When you think about the Cardinals, Jacoby Brissett is probably their best option. The quarterback that they just released that they're going to pay to play somewhere else next year is probably Kyler Murray is the most talented QB on the market. The Texans is not letting go of Davis Mills because they don't know if CJ Stroud, 4 interceptions in the playoffs, is the real CJ Stroud or the fake CJ Stroud. And before they give him $250 million or something crazy like that, they want to make sure CJ Stroud can get the Houston Texans for the first time in franchise history past a divisional round. Because y'all like to troll the Titans, but the Texans have never won a divisional playoff game in the history of man. The 4 horsemen come back and they say the Texans have never got past a divisional round. The definition of one and done in the playoffs. So you would say Davis Mills is one of the top guys that somebody would go after. Joe Milton on the Cowboys behind Dak. But if Dak and them $200 million receivers don't get it together this year and they got 2 first-round picks, they're going to scrap it and it's going to be Joe Milton's season. Like, I don't know. It's just some teams out there like Marcus Mariota. Like, what is these teams going to do at quarterback that the options is so thin? And they were saying, oh, tank for Aller. Oh, tank for Arch. Tank for Cade Klubnik. Last year, this was supposed to be the superb quarterback class. And now it's just Mendoza to the Raiders. And then probably a team like the Rams, who just, I feel like, just gave away a first-round pick to get a star corner because it's a luxury item for them. Any other team, I would have said they got finesse. But because it's the Rams and they're already a Super Bowl caliber team, they just took one of the best corners on the team and put it on an already good defense. And they got another first-round pick because the Atlanta Falcons are idiots. And their first-round pick, James Pierce Jr., is probably going to be dealing with legal issues all season, trying to stay out of jail for his domestics. Now the Rams can take that pick and take Ty Simpson off the board. This is going to be crazy. Y'all know how crazy of a quarterback carousel this is? Y'all know how crazy of a quarterback carousel this is? Like, those are your options. You're going to trade for Kirk Cousins. You're going to look at Kyler Murray, Tua Tagovailoa, giving a first-round pick for Mac Jones. Daniel Jones got tagged to the Colts. I don't know why they did that. Like, instead of them tagging Daniel Jones, they should have just let AR run out there and then went and got a veteran QB to sit behind him, like Jimmy G or something. Like, it's some teams out there that really have no options at QB. And the crazy part about the Cardinals and the Jets is they have the number 2 and number 3 pick in the draft, and the Jets have 2 first-rounders. But to be realistic, the best option for the Jets is to give the 40, just cave in and give the 49ers their lowest first round pick they got. Take Mac Jones as the starter, right? Take that number 2 pick and trade back to try to get their draft pick back in the future. And then go defense with their first pick. You got Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson coming back with A.D. Mitchell. Like, try to build something new in New York. That's the best case scenario for the Jets. Then if you're the Cardinals and you're sitting there, you're getting rid of the most talented quarterback in this quarterback cycle, and you're paying him to play somebody else. So in your mind, you hope that you're the Denver Broncos. They paid Russell Wilson to play in Pittsburgh. They sent Simmons off. They sent Jerry Jeudy off. They sent all their players off, and then they loaded back up with young talent with Bo Nix and Sean Payton. And they almost made it to the Super Bowl, even with Jarrett Stidham at quarterback. So if you're the Cardinals, you're saying you have a decent backup in Jacoby Brissett. But if you're the Cardinals, You can't burn the number 3 pick on Ty Simpson. So the best case scenario for the Cardinals is to trade back and hope that the Rams don't jump you and getting Ty Simpson off the board. Because I think it's going to be a big jump from getting somebody like Ty Simpson, who's only started 15 games, and you could put him behind Brissett, or if not, if he goes to the Rams, he get to sit behind Matt Stafford. Like, you got to have some kind of future with a new coach to sit behind Brissett, because I just don't see the Cardinals paying Kyler Murray to leave and then giving Malik Willis $30 million, or spending $15 million on Mariota, or even for that point, like, what's the difference between Jacoby Brissett and bringing in and trading and giving up capital to get Kirk Cousins? Like, Kirk Cousins, like, may give you 6 months and then, like, it's a wash. You, like, rinse, repeat, you right back in the same situation. So when I'm looking at these teams that have quarterback issues outside of the Raiders, because we know they're going to pick Mendoza and they have a good offensive mind coming in with Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty and Deontay Thornton. They got some young players out there that they can build around on the Raiders. But these other teams that have quarterback situations, like even the Vikings, best case scenario for the Vikings is they can find some way to get Kyler Murray over there, because I don't think J.J. McCarthy is it. You know, he can't stay healthy, and he doesn't play well when he's out there. He's going to be in year 3. I know people try to act like he's a rookie because he missed that year, but I'm not giving nobody no pass. Bruh's on year 3. Joe Blacko. I know I need to get caught back up on the comments, but Joe Blacko, what you saying is exactly right. The Cardinals GM is on the hot seat, because if he doesn't make the right moves with this situation, they're going to clean house. And then the Colts is in the same situation. If Shane Steichen can't find a way to get Anthony Richardson going until Daniel Jones can get healthy and they can work something out. But this is the biggest pitfall in these situations. The Colts had already had A.D. Mitchell and they traded him to the Jets. Michael Pittman Jr. is gone. Alec Pierce now wants to test the market. The Chargers got a lot of money. The Rams got money. The Titans got money. There's a lot of teams with money that can overbid the Colts. If Alec Pierce leaves and Michael Pittman leaves, who cares if you bring back Daniel Jones to the Colts with them 2 good tight ends and Jonathan Taylor? If you ain't gonna have no wide receivers at that point, all you gonna have is what Downs. That's it. That's all you gonna have left. You ran off all your young wide receivers. You ran off Michael Pittman Jr. Like, that's gonna be horrendous for them. I'm pretty sure they're gonna find some way to field the team and put it together. But going from 8-1 to put themselves in that way, and if that happens, Shane Steichen, the whole front office, bro, they're literally clearing house. The same in the Cardinals. Like, it's gonna be some teams that benefit off of these teams making mistakes, just like the Dolphins. The Dolphins have Quinn Ewers, and Tua Tagovailoa is probably gonna get released at some point and get that guaranteed bag. And the Dolphins have no money, nothing is free, and they still have to find a veteran, because Quinn Ewers was never healthy during college. Even though he made 2 Final Fours in his college career, he was never healthy. He's no more healthy than Tua is. So it's like, even if you got Quinn Ewers, you still need another veteran QB. Maybe they can get a Geno Smith or somebody, but like, you see how dire and depressing these situations for these teams to have, like Tennessee Titans, we got Cam Ward and Will Levis. People would laugh in the comments and say, ha ha, who wants Will Levis? Listen, some of these teams would die right now. They fall on a sword to have Will Levis be their 1 or 2 option at QB with a chance to hit the draft and get somebody in the late rounds, like just pure talent wise. But you're not going to tell me giving up a 1st round pick to get Mac Jones and get him $40 million is more conducive and better feeling to you right now than just getting Will Levis for cheap. You can't tell me giving Malik Willis $30 million next year instead of having Will Levis for 1.5 with a good coach and a good system around him is not a better option. Some of these teams are going to be paying players to play in other teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how crazy that sounds? You should listen and drafted Herbert instead of Tua. Imagine, bro. I mean, that's the crazy part, Hendrix. Nobody was going to give Daniel Jones $40 million, and this dude may not even touch the field next season. Vikings are looking at other options. They have gave up on JJ. The option that they should have went with is should be Kyler Murray. Like Kyler Murray with Jay Jettis. If Addison can get out of his legal situation, like that's dangerous, right? And it sounds bad, but think about Atlanta. A lot of teams are gonna want to make a push for Kirk Cousins. As much as I joke about Kirk Cousins, he's the safe pick right now. That if I wanted somebody that was pro ready to do what Flacco did in Cleveland and Cincinnati last year, just come in and play football like square peg and square hole, round peg and round hole, is Kirk Cousins. But Stefanski is in love with Kirk Cousins, and who knows what they're going to do with Michael Penix. Is Michael Penix ever going to be healthy in Atlanta? That Stefanski just don't convince them to roll with Kirk Cousins next year. It's so blown open with these teams is got themselves in these quarterback messes. And all y'all sat there and said last year the Tennessee Titans don't need to take Cam Ward. Next year's class gonna be great. We'll be right here in the boat, and we would be in an even worse situation if the Tennessee Titans was looking for a QB this year and we didn't have the first pick and Mendoza's going to the Raiders. You know why? Because you ain't gonna do a retread with Mariota. You're not doing a retread with Malik Willis. Like all the people that will be on the market is somebody who already got a history in Nashville, right? Like Malik Willis supposed to be the hottest free agent QB, and he's a person that we traded for a 7th round draft pick. So then you could say Will Levis would have been the option this year and to run him back healthy. But even if Will Levis came back, Boyle and Allen clearly is nowhere near Nashville. You still have to go out and get another veteran. And if you're the Titans and you had Will Levis and you had to go get a veteran, who we talking about getting at that point? Signing Geno Smith or Russell Wilson? Like, bro, like these, like Russell Wilson may be a legitimate option for some team out there they just don't want to put themselves in a bad bind. Like you probably could get Russ like 8 to 10 million right now, and he'll show up and say, "Let's ride." So a lot of 3-tier QBs could be boom or bust based on the franchise. They can revive their careers, but the problem is, if you're Aaron Glenn and you already failed with Justin Fields, you have to make sure you have a sure bet at this next go. If you don't have a sure bet, he's not making it to the bye week. If Shane Steichen don't figure something out with Anthony Richardson and Riley Leonard until Daniel Jones is healthy, he's not making it to the bye week. These teams are going to clear house. And if you the Cardinals and you just have all that situation with Gannon and the DeMarcado and the punching and getting rid of Kyler Murray, you're going to feel like an idiot if Kyler Murray goes somewhere and ball and then the Rams steal Ty Simpson with their other first round pick and the Cardinals don't have no future at QB, and you wind up being last to the feeding trough when it comes to these QBs. Because if I'm the 49ers, they holding that leverage because the Cardinals pick 3 and they're in the same division. They're a division rival, and they know the Jets have 2 first round picks. So the teams that pick 2 and 3 is 2 desperate ass teams. Either the Jets is gonna give up their first round pick to get Mac Jones, or the 49ers is going to want the Cardinals number 3 overall pick to get a quarterback and Mac Jones. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is absolutely nuts to just hold leverage. Because if I'm the 49ers and don't nobody give me a first round pick, I just sit Mac Jones on the bench. He's only getting paid $2.5 million. If he sit out, and who cares about $2.5 million? if Mac Jones sit out next year and be mad or something because they didn't move him. Nobody really going at who's going to go after Anthony Richardson. He can't stay on the field. Like, that's a thing. Like, Tua, Anthony Richardson, we talking about a bunch of people that don't stay on the field. Like, and then you talking about trying to get a veteran presence, and you finna pick up like Russell Wilson or Geno Smith. Oh, and you a new coach coming in, or you a coach already on the hot seat. You're not putting your career on the line for any of those names I just said. Because if it don't work, you're literally firing yourself. Hendricks, I think the Jets' best case scenario is giving y'all the lowest first round pick, and then at pick 2 trading back to get their pick back. Because if you the Jets and you trade that late first round pick for Mac Jones, and you trade back out of 2 and get what the Browns got last year, you can probably pick up another first next year and another top 100 pick this year. If you fall back to the back of the top 10, who would even care if you don't get Arvell Reese, if you still wind up with like David Bailey or Keldrick Falk or somebody, or Sonny Styles if you wanted to go defense, or Caleb Downs now that he got the torn pec? You still gonna get a good player in the top 10. Do what the Browns did last year: trade from 2 to 5, get a first round pick next year and an extra top 100 pick this year. Just don't spend it on Dylan Gabriel. Like, if I'm the Jets, that I give them the draft pick to get Mac Jones, and then I trade back to get my pick back. Because you still want to stay on top. Then the Jets is still gonna have 2 more first rounds the next year. Like, that's probably 3 first rounds next year. And then they got A.D. Mitchell, they got Garrett Wilson, they got Breece Hall. You still got young talent to build around. You got Jarvis Brownlee and Tavondre Sweat that go into the defense that Aaron Glenn gonna try to run. Like, you gotta be able to switch it up. Like, the Jets is actually not in a bad position, but the Cardinals are completely screwed because they're gonna have to cut Kyler Murray, eat a big part of his contract. If he don't have a trade partner, teams could just wait it out and just pick him up off of waivers and just work a deal with him for that wherever he want to go play it to finish his deal out. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Jacoby Brissett. And if you're not taking Ty Simpson at 3 if you the Cardinals, so then you got to take a chance that the Rams or any of the other teams that want a quarterback ain't taking Ty Simpson at the back of the first round like Jackson Dart last year. He said, "Don't let the Bengals start." The Bengals ain't made the playoffs in 3 years. Like, they're for sure on the hot seat. Trey Hendrickson, come on to Nashville, brother. Mont, what up? Yeah, I mean, Kyler Murray is the best option right now, as far as talent wise. But if I wanted somebody to come in and like be a bridge, it sound bad, but you probably got to go with Kirk Cousins though. I wouldn't trust Geno Smith. He said call Cam Newton back. That's a better option. I think he'd do well anywhere else but the Cards. But see, this the thing. He would have been perfect for the Colts. Nobody can make me believe. The Colts should have just put the franchise tag on Alec Pierce, restructure Michael Pittman, called the Cardinals and said, look, we already ain't got no draft picks as is. Release Kyler Murray. We finna sign him and plug and play. If Anthony Richardson is not healthy, we don't worry. This is the last year of his deal. Got Anthony Richardson and Riley Leonard on the bench. Kyler Murray, Jonathan Taylor, them 2 big ass tight ends, Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman, and Downs. They would be better off than with Daniel Jones. And you playing in the dome with Kyler. He's not out in the elements. But the Colts franchise tag Daniel Jones. Like, if Kyler Murray go play for a team and he go play for the Lowski, like I feel like the Jets really got the best ball in their court as far as the teams that don't have a QB. The Jets could go get Kirk Cousins. The Jets could go get Kyler Murray, or the Jets could buy into the 49ers throw their lowest first round pick and get Mac Jones, and then trade back out of Tua and get their draft capital right back. That's probably the best situation of all the teams that are stuck without a QB. He said the Cardinals are in on Malik. That just don't make sense though. Like, I love Malik Willis. I hope Malik Willis get paid. But watching him in Green Bay do what they did, and then you're going to go take him on the Cardinals. The Cardinals do not have a Josh Jacobs. They do not have Christian Watson. They do not have Matt Golden. They do not have Romeo Doubs. They do not have Tucker Kraft. They do not have all that talent that Green Bay had with LaFleur running the offense. You finna go put him over there and expect him to be they got Wilson and Marvin Harrison and Dortch, and they got Trey McBride. They're gonna have to get a running back to go over there. I mean, you finna have to give Malik like $30 million a year, bro. Like, you're paying Kyler Murray to leave to bring in Malik Willis to be Kyler Murray. They're the same player, but Kyler Murray is more talented. I love Malik Willis, but he's not more talented than Kyler Murray, bro. Hendricks just want that first round draft pick for that man is not letting go. Harbaugh with Dart, Scatterbo, and LSU were gonna be nasty. I'm not crazy about what the Giants gonna do with Harbaugh. Why would you feel like that though? I mean, think about it. You just had Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, and you think Scatterbo and Jackson Dart is more high powered than Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry? Come on, bro. Pass the blunt. Daniel Jones ain't on Kyle 11. He had a great start to the year. More King, what up? Browns could trade a QB away. Who they gonna trade? Deshaun Watson not about to get traded. Most interesting why it has been 1 and 2 for Shedeur. I mean, the coach went there for Shedeur. I don't see them. That doesn't make sense. He said Malik and Brissett. I mean, but you in the West though. You bring in Malik Willis and Jacoby Brissett to play the Rams, the 49ers, and the Seahawks. You instantly 4th place. He said Jacoby Brissett was garbage time was impressive. It wasn't impressive to me. I'm saying like Wilson and Marvin Harrison Jr., Trey McBride are like dogs. It's sad that when they haven't been able to do that all year. Love at running back. Love coming to Nashville, brother. Jeremiah Love ain't no reach. Jeremiah Love might be the best player in the draft, like overall football player. Like if we talking about overall football player, Jeremiah Love, Caleb Downs before the injury concerns came up, and then like what he did in the combine, Sonny Styles. You just not taking no middle linebacker that high, but Malik Willis to the Jets. But I'm saying like, is Aaron Glenn go from Justin Fields to Malik Willis to put his career on the line? Aaron Glenn ain't making it past the bye week if they offense looked the way, bro. They had like 50-yard passing outings last year. Kurt Warner said he looked at Malik Willis tape from the past few years and said Willis only has about 27, 28 throws the team can judge him off of. That's a huge risk playing him $30 million. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I was like bringing him in to compete with somebody is one thing. I want him to get his money because I like Malik Willis. But I'm saying, bro, 30? I don't care who it is. You know, I will be fighting $30 million. Kyler and the GM had a falling out, obviously. But I'm saying, like, you still, regardless of the falling out and the fit and no fit, you're going to take the most talented quarterback in this cycle and pay him to play somewhere else when you don't really for sure know if you're going to be able to get any kind of an option. Like, think about it. Take Jacoby Brissett and take everybody we just named in free agency and on the market. You can't definitively say any of them are that much better than Jacoby Brissett as an option for the money. So the Browns are doomed. Browns actually not doomed. Reason why the Browns ain't doomed because they got the Jaguars first round pick next year and they own. So the Browns is picking 2 times in the first round next year. And Deshaun Watson's money should finally be off. Chiefs offer 2 firsts for a 2nd and 4th pick. You taking it? If the Chiefs got 2 firsts, if you talking about they give us their 2 firsts for number 4, give me them 2 first round picks, brother. Cause we be picking at like 9. Even if Jeremiah Love off the board, we'll get a great player. Y'all gonna get an edge, DN or Sonny Styles. I don't know if they take Sonny Styles at 4. Off-ball linebacker at 4 kind of crazy. If we trade back, I could see Sonny Styles. The only thing about edge is if Ruben Bain and Arvell Reese could be off the board at 2 and 3. I don't want David Bailey at 4, bro. I do not. I would love to have Jeremiah Love at 4. No interceptions, crazy work. How the Jets do it for real. Willis had most deserves 10 to 15. I mean, Daniel Jones got 17 this year. Justin Fields got 15. Like 15 million, 2 years, 15 million. I'd be happy for bro. I ain't gonna say that easy though, bro. Like Malik Willis was highly looked after coming out of the draft. He just went to Nashville. He went to Green Bay. Bro was like undefeated starting in Green Bay. To be honest, like on some games, like Green Bay offense looked better with Malik than Jordan Love. Like I feel like it's the system. You know what I'm saying? Like if you use Malik Willis the right way, he can be very effective. You know what I'm saying? And he's young. Like, put it like this. I would rather give Malik Willis $10 or $15 million than give Kirk Cousins $40 million. And I know what Kirk Cousins is. Derek Carr, all these retreads. Like, Geno Smith is getting $37.5 million this year, no matter what happened. You wouldn't tell me you wouldn't give Malik Willis 10 or 15 instead of giving Geno Smith almost $40 million. I would much rather see Malik Willis go out there and completely fuck up than give Geno Smith $40 million. That's me personally. If I was to sign Willis, I'd tell him straight up, we're going to give you 1 year, $10 million, team option incentives. Like a bro, we pick up the team option, give you a long time. Exactly. Joe Milton could be traded again. And that's the thing, is teams. These are teams with a job on. Like these coaches not gonna make it to the bye week if they make the wrong decision at QB. EP, what up? I've been saying like giving the Tennessee Titans like a 3rd or 4th round pick for Will Levis could be a better option than spending $30-40 million locking in with any of these guys. Like, can anybody definitively tell me that the Indianapolis Colts sitting there giving Daniel Jones $37 million transitional tag with an Achilles and a broken leg that might not come back 100% and actually play next season? Can you definitively say that if I'm the Colts with no first round picks for the foreseeable future, that I would just give the Titans a day 3 pick and put Will Levis in Daniel Jones' place in the Colts offense? What is the difference? Especially if you get Daniel Jones and Alec Pierce and Michael Pittman Jr. walk. What is Daniel Jones going to be 75%, 80% on the field with no Alec Pierce and no Michael Pittman? You're going to be handing the ball to Jonathan Taylor 5 gazillion times a game, which is not a bad thing. But I'm saying, bro, let's be serious. Like, you're going to lose Alec Pierce. They're doing the same thing the Giants did. They lost Saquon trying to sign Daniel Jones. Now the Colts is about to lose Alec Pierce and Michael Pittman Jr. to get Daniel Jones back. Rehab money, bro. But I mean, they just drive Riley Leonard as a day 3 draft pick to start, and they went and got Phillip Rivers to play in front of him. So that dog don't hunt. That dog would have hunted if they would have played Riley Leonard when shit hit the fan last year. What did they do? They ran and got Phillip Rivers. The same way the Steelers. They took Will Howard, but when Aaron Rodgers went out, they brought Mason Rudolph in instead of Will Howard. I don't know what these teams be thinking. I'm not sure if his system is the same. It's some real type of thinking though, Hendricks. Considering you don't have first round draft picks, you gave away 2 for sauce. Man, these teams is slow, bro. Like, I'm just looking at this QB carousel, and then I started a rumor. Y'all, shout out to my dog Becker, man. I told Becker, I texted him today. I said, I'm finna start a rumor. The Arizona Cardinals are about to be so desperate after Kyler Murray walk, and some team get him for league minimum, that they're gonna be so thirsty for a QB once the Rams get Ty Simpson at the bottom of the first round, that they're gonna come knocking and send the Tennessee Titans Marvin Harrison Jr. for Will Levis and a little bit of sprinkle and sugar on top. Listen, it's gonna, like, y'all telling me no, but who would have thought you would have seen like Tyreek Hill and Stephon Diggs, everybody getting cut. Trey Hendrickson on the market. People y'all thought was gonna get franchise tag, not getting franchise tag. I told y'all Michael Parsons was getting traded last year. When he got traded, y'all was looking surprised. It's gonna be even more shakeup. 10 coaches came free this offseason, and this quarterback class was supposed to be the one worth tanking for, and this is one of the worst quarterback markets ever that's I've ever seen, bro. You said Cardinals gonna blow it up. That's a good dream you having to get but this is what I'm saying. You think that's a dream? The Jaguars right now are shopping Brian Thomas Jr. What sense does that make? They traded up to number 2 to draft Travis Hunter, to now put him on the other side of the ball on defense after trading for a corner and trading for Jacoby Myers. Now you got Brian Thomas, and you gave him 2 targets in the playoff game. Now you want to trade Brian Thomas. Bro, these teams are not as smart as we give them credit for at times. Sometimes these teams are actually stupid, bro. Joe Blacko, you saying no chance, but then we're sitting here watching all these players get cut. These teams, you know how many teams are in cap hell when the Vikings is called Aaron Jones and say, bro, you're not coming back. The Vikings is about to trade Greenard. Like, if I told you this morning that McDuffie was getting traded off the Chiefs for a first round and 2 extra draft picks to the Rams, you would be like, nah, bro, come on, stop it. Like, so don't be surprised if the Rams trade Atlanta's draft pick, which is like number 8, and trade back to get more draft capital back from what they just traded. Who had that on their bingo card today? An all-pro cornerback like McDuffie getting traded off the Chiefs to the Rams. That was not in y'all bingo card. So you can't tell me if Ty Simpson is off the board and Kirk Cousins is go to New York and the 49ers want a first round draft pick for Mac Jones and they don't want to trade him in division and have to play against him, and they want to send him to the AFC to another team, the Cardinals might be in a position where the front office is mad and you gonna run it back with Jacoby Brissett next year. You might have to blow it up. You might have to send Marvin Harrison over and get Will Levis and sell them on. We're gonna have Will Levis, Jacoby Brissett, and we're gonna draft a QB in the late rounds that we love. we're gonna get Drew Aller or something. I don't know what they can. Some of these teams is gonna have to go to the Miss Amy's and the Woodies on the Jets. You gotta think these are billionaire owners, the Cons. You gotta go sit in front of them while they eating peanuts and drinking whiskey in their office and sell them on what you about to do with this team. McDuffie ain't about to fall off like Snead. Snead got traded because he had a quad and a knee injury that they didn't think he could recover from, and he hasn't recovered from it. McDuffie getting traded because the Chiefs ain't got no money. The Chiefs ain't got no money. They can only rebuild their team through the draft. It's what the Seahawks is going through now. Boyd Mafe, Josh Jobe, Tariq Woolen. Their priorities is Jackson Smith and Jigba and Witherspoon. K9, they can't franchise tag. Like when you win a Super Bowl, look at the Eagles last year. Like, bro, you had to get rid of Slade, and you had to have a Dory Jackson starting that corner, because you gotta start getting rid of pieces once you hit that Super Bowl. That luxury tax started hitting you. Yeah, Marvin Harrison never wanted to be on the Cardinals too. He'd never been happy there. Just think, nobody expected George Pickens to get traded from the Steelers to the Cowboys for a second last year. So you can't tell me that Will Levis and Marvin Harrison Jr. trade can't happen. And I sit here and watch the Cowboys trade a second to get George Pickens, and then the Steelers go give DK Metcalf $150 million. You think they feel stupid now watching George Pickens ball out? They gave DK Metcalf $150 million. I know the Seahawks not mad. Seahawks let Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf go. They went and got Cooper Kupp and Shaheed, put them with Horton and JSN, and won a Super Bowl. Man, get them out of there. Y'all doing us a favor. So, like, in this situation, Brian Thomas Jr. and Marvin Harrison Jr. might end up on different teams in the NFL this coming season, you know, for much less than what you thought, because these teams don't have no leverage, and these teams have to sell their front office on, this is the direction we're going. This is who we're bringing in. This is what we want to do. Talking about Wilson, they just didn't know what to do with him. But also, you gotta think like the Jags. Jags won the AFC South, but ETN is on the. Remember, they traded the running back to the Eagles from Auburn. Then I think Tank Bigsby. Then after trading Tank Bigsby, now they ain't got the money for ETN. ETN is finna leave. You got Basil Tootin at running back for the Jaguars, and you still got Sunshine with a $276 million contract. Christian Kirk gone, Evan Ingram gone, Calvin Ridley gone. Now they finna roll out here with Brenton Strange, Parker Washington, Jacoby Myers, and Travis Hunter. And you're gonna trade Brian Thomas and try to get it back. Bruh, it's over for them. Bro, like, you ain't got a short period of time before, like, you look up and see the Rams got 2 first-round picks and a bunch of money. The Chargers got $80 million. The Chargers can go get Alec Pierce. You know, the Chargers can go get, some dogs out there and load up on their team. It's all these teams that's in cap hell, like the Dolphins. And these teams, the Chiefs, the Dolphins, Vikings, these teams is in cap hell. They can't make no moves. Deebo Samuel about to hit the market. Somebody gonna pick up Deebo Samuel for cheap. Nobody want Brandon Ayuk. Brian Thomas Jr. coming to the Niners. That'll be a good fit. You see what I'm saying? It's like so many teams don't have a good direction of where they want to go at QB and how they want their team to look. It's gonna be interesting to see. Because NFC West, the Cardinals is the team that don't know what they want to do at QB. Seahawks just won a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold not getting paid that much money, and they already got Jalen Milroe waiting in the rings. The Rams got Matt Stafford, Who knows how much time he got? But if the Rams do what I think they finna do and go get Ty Simpson to be the protege behind Stafford, they already set. Then the 49ers is really holding the bag on everybody because they got Brock Purdy already under contract and they dangling a first round draft pick for Mac Jones. Then you go to the north, you got Jordan, you got Love, Goff, Caleb Williams, and then the team, the odd man out is the Vikings with J.J. McCarthy. Is the Vikings going to be able to get Kyler Murray or bring Kirk Cousins back? They got to do something. J.J. McCarthy not for the turn. How the Vikings win in the North? Nobody believed that. Then you go to the NFC South. Bryce Young got the extended, but not the extension. They took the 5th year on him, kind of betting on himself, and they betting on to see what he gonna do. Can he do it 2 years in a row? Like, then you got Baker Mayfield, Tyler Shook on the Saints with Kellen Moore, and then you got the Falcons in no man's land. Stefanski probably wanting to keep Kirk Cousins and wanting to get rid of Penix, but Penix is the future, but he can't stay healthy. Atlanta had the franchise tag Kyle Pitts. Like, Atlanta's in cap hell. They don't have a first round pick this year. Their first round pick is on the Rams. And James Pierce Jr. then got himself in some legal trouble. Then you go to the East. Can Jaden Daniels return to form and be healthy this season? Then you have Jalen Hurts. Can Jalen Hurts bounce back? Dak Prescott had a crazy year last year. His defense is just trash. Cowboys got 2 first round picks. And then you got the Giants with Harbaugh and Denard Wilson. And can Jackson Dart and Stadabo and Malik Neighbors get return to form and be healthy this coming season? Can Abdul Carter turn into the player they need him to be? Okere just got released in New York. Kayvon Thibodeau probably on the move somewhere at some point. I don't know. That's the NFC. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the NFC. Rams had 2 first round picks. They had Atlanta's and they had their own. They just traded their own to the Chiefs to get McDuffie, but they still got a top 10 pick. They got the number 8 pick in the draft. And if you follow the Rams history, they're probably going to trade out of 8 to get their draft capital back. People think they got fleeced, but I'm like, they got 2 first round picks and they got money free. They're gonna sign McDuffie and then trade out of 8, and because they naturally would be picking at the bottom of the first round anyways, trade back into their natural position and pick their draft capital back up. They just traded for that. Unless the Vikings trade Jay Jettis, somebody gonna have to give up 2 firsts for Jay Jettis. And then we go to the AFC. You talking about the Jets. Jets' best case scenario is trading the 49ers they bottom first round pick for Mac Jones, and then trading out of 2 to get their capital back, and then they'll still have like 3 picks next year. Then you talk about the Dolphins is in cap hell. If they cut 2, they're gonna have to hope that Quinn Ewers can make it all the way through the year. Their best case scenario gonna be picking up like a vet like Geno Smith or somebody like at the back end of the back end. Then the Patriots is in good position with Drake May. Obviously the Bills with Josh Allen. Then you go to AFC West. Patrick Mahomes coming back off injury. Justin Herbert. Mendoza's going to be on the Raiders. And you can have Bo Nix coming back healthy to the Broncos. The West is set. The North, you got Joe Burrow. You got Lamar Jackson. You got Shedeur Sanders, who Ravens coach went to the Browns to coach Shedeur. They just got to keep their front office out of the mix and just let it roll. And then you got the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are just retreading by bringing in Mike McCarthy and bringing Aaron Rodgers back. They have no future. You know, like, I don't see the Pittsburgh Steelers being able to put no big run together. And Aaron Rodgers getting older and older. Then the AFC South, you got Sunshine. The Jaguars are starting to run into cap money. They don't have a first round pick this year. ETN's about to hit the market. The Colts, we've already been over the Colts making the mistake putting the transitional tag on Daniel Jones Alec Pierce want to walk. Michael Pittman Jr. is gone. You know what I'm saying? They already traded A.D. Mitchell. They ain't got no first round picks because of Sauce Gardner. Like, Colts is in real trouble. Anthony Richards on his last year. They seeing if he can find a trade partner, but whether he do or don't, Daniel Jones is not guaranteed to play next season. Like, they just in a conundrum. The Texans have Davis Mills, one of the best backups in the league, behind C.J. Stroud. And you like, can C.J. Stroud turn it around at the end of his rookie deal? But then they just traded another offensive lineman. Like, C.J. Stroud runs for his life the last 2 years, and yet every offseason the Texans trade away their best lineman. I don't know what they be thinking about. Maybe they're gonna spend all their draft picks on O-line, and I look at that, it doesn't matter if it's Davis Mills or if it's CJ Stroud. Like, they can't protect either one of them. They're running for their life. They're getting hit every play. They can have all the defense in the world and all the receivers that they draft, but they don't have no offensive line. And they just traded another draft pick for David Montgomery. So it's David Montgomery and Woody Marks. Then the Tennessee Titans, we in a good position because we got Cam Ward and a new coaching staff coming in. Got $1 gazillion free in cap space. They just got to make sure they don't blow it on the wrong free agents, and then make sure they make the right picks in the draft. The Tennessee Titans got pick 4, 35, 66, 101, and like 4 or 5 extra draft picks past that. That's without trading back. I mean, and they got Will Levis coming back healthy. If the 49ers getting the first for Mac Jones, Tennessee Titans should not feel bad about calling the Cardinals and saying, we'll send you Will Levis for Marvin Harrison Jr. or anything similar to that to any team that's desperate enough. You know, New York Jets, if y'all listen, if y'all want to send Garrett Wilson for Will Levis, or any of y'all teams that got some monster wide receivers, you need a quarterback, man, holler at us, man, because, you know, in a rare position, the Tennessee Titans is in a good situation. You just, I mean, and those are the divisions, and that's how everybody's quarterback situation is set. And it's just not that many quarterbacks that go around. Like, somebody's realistic option is going to be calling Russell Wilson, Geno Smith, Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo, Malik Willis, Marcus Mariota, you know, and saying like, hey, if we have a losing record at the bye week, we're both going to get fired. Bro, it's crazy. Anybody trying to be like y'all? Rams have a crazy front office. Saints got 8, Rams got 13. But I can see them moving it. Super Bowl and SoFi, they're making moves. Yeah. I mean, Saints actually in a good position now though, Brandon. Like, y'all actually in Alvin Kamara's finally contract is about gone. It's tough to watch Shaheed win the Super Bowl with the Seahawks, but I mean, y'all got the young core, young nucleus to build around. But I think Kellen Moore gonna have the offense figured out. Y'all finally got from up under that Derek Carr stuff. In the end of Sean Payton, like, the Saints is finally coming to the light. Myles Garrett and this. I forgot about Mr. Unlimited. Dude just needs to retire and focus on his wife and kids. I mean, I still expect the Miami Dolphins to like hemorrhage some more players, bro. Like, bro, some of these teams is in horrible situations. I expect between now and draft to be more crazy cuts, more crazy trades, and on draft day, I think it's gonna be even crazier. Cause some teams that's gonna have somebody stuck in their head, and when that player is gone, teams is gonna start like panicking a little bit. Shaheed was never coming back, using him much in Seattle, but they did it perfect though. Seattle let Lockett leave, and they let the Steelers give DK Metcalf $150 million. JSN steps on the scene. Witherspoon go on the scene. Josh Jobe and Tariq Woolen, Boy Mafe, K9, they got all these players on contract years. They can let all the contract players walk. They have Charbonnet come back next year. They have Arroyo and AJ Barner. Cooper Kupp still got a cheap deal for them. They can choose to keep Shaheed or not keep Shaheed. They still got Horton. Like, and see, they won the Super Bowl. They know who they want to keep. And they still have their draft picks. So when you look at teams like the Jaguars and the Falcons, all these teams that the Colts, all these teams that don't have first round draft picks, you just like, bro, these teams is going to the Super Bowl and AFC Championship, NFC Championship, and like the Rams had 2 first round picks. Like, how is y'all letting these good teams have, like the Chiefs have 2 first round picks now? Like, teams are letting good teams have multiple draft picks and they're getting nowhere near the playoffs and don't have no draft picks and in cap here. Like the Falcons, if they choose to keep Kirk Cousins and then you got Michael Penix just sitting there unhealthy and you put the franchise tag on Kyle Pitts, like James Pierce Jr. is not playing football next year and you don't have a first round draft pick. Like, to me, this is just like mind blowing how these teams make these mistakes. They said free agency and draft gonna be crazy. It's gonna be very crazy. And Seattle used Shaheed perfect. They put him in special teams. He made huge plays, and they had him on shot plays. They really didn't even have to do no offense in the Super Bowl other than give K9 the ball. Really is going to be a crazy offseason, though. Like, craziest coaching carousel, Mike Tomlin, Harbaugh getting what's my boy from the Bills? McDermott. Like, all the long tenure coaches gone, a lot of new coaches, a lot of new faces, and not a lot of musical chairs. And I'm gonna tell y'all what, the national media thought we was gonna have Matt Nagy at coach, a bunch of trash free agents overpaying, a bunch of trash draft boards. Tennessee Titans, like, they do not want us to get good players, bro. Like, they don't. Like, the Tennessee Titan fan base is pretty sold on Jeremiah Love right now, and in the national and local media is like trying their best to like derail us from wanting to have a great player, bro. What is wrong with these people? And the crazy part is the Titans ain't even started spending all that cap yet. And one time, in a rare time, in a long time, Tennessee Titans got draft capital, got plenty of money, got a good coaching staff coming in, and they got promise. This is gonna be a crazy draft, man. And it's been one hell of a shop talk, man. Y'all got any more questions for the boy, man? I feel like I've been on fire today. Hour and 8 minutes, non-stop barrage. I feel like old girl on Love is Blind when Alex came up there and she said, I don't care what you gonna say. You a liar and a cheater. I caught you in the way too many lies. I'm choosing myself today. Crazy part, fans only been arguing about the logo. We don't care about free agency right now. Nah, they done arguing about the logo. Now I see the detractors in the fan base is mad because the fan base want Jeremiah Love. Like, when we got Jermaine Johnson and they finna sign John Franklin Myers, they go out and get a cornerback, another edge rusher, and a receiver. Bro, there's gonna be no reason not to take Jeremiah Love and cut Tony Pollard, bro. They wanted the Titans to be like, draft another tackle and move J.C. Latham inside or something. Like, they want us to do something so Titanish, so bad, other than say like Cam Ward has a dynamic running back that can catch out the backfield, line up as slot receiver, run 4,000 and catch 4,000. No way they want Cam Ward to have that. And then they're like, there's no possible chance. You see, I don't know if you've seen the Twitter where there was on Easton Freeze for saying Alec Pierce would never come to the Titans, and then they showed like Alec Pierce is like, yeah, I mean Titans would be a good fit. Like Colts messed the bag up, man. We got the bread. And then it's crazy because people would say Titans should spend $15 million on K9 but not draft Jeremiah Love. People would say, man, there's no way we should go after Alec Pierce. Alec Pierce is 6'3", have 40 catches for 1,000 yards. He's a dunker. But then be like, y'all should get Carnell Tate at 4. What's the difference between Carnell Tate and Alec Pierce? What's the difference between giving K9 $15 million of drafting Jeremiah? Like, they hated Femi, and Femi is a project because he can stand up and he can rush. But then they're dying to get David Bailey or Arvell Reese. It's like it's the same thing. Like you getting the developmental edge rusher. Like what's the difference? Like I don't understand that about the fan base. They're honest. Oh, we got to take a center. Like we're not taking a center at 4, bro. There's like 55 centers that's on the free agent markets. Biadasz, McGovern, Linderbaum. You could bring Corey Leatherman. It's a 5,000 different ways we could go at center, bro. They're like center is going like you realize Lloyd Cushenberry didn't play that much the last 2 years because he's always hurt anyways. Like what's the difference? Like the fan base would be so caught up on thinking what we can't do instead of just looking at the facts is like, well, it's pretty much there. Like you're gonna draft Carnell Tate at 4 and hope that he's Alex Pierce. If we got Trey Henderson right now, you're gonna hope that David Bailey and Ruben Bain, Keldrick Falk or Arvell Reese can lead the league in sacks back-to-back years with 17 and a half sacks. You can wish that they could do these things. Like, I don't understand the logic, bro. If you told a team right now, you have Bijan Robinson or Jahmyr Gibbs or Christian McCaffrey and draft him at 4, teams will be lining up down the street to get that. They think we the old Titans. We not your granddaddy's Titans. We're smart. We're not doing stupid stuff. All right, but that's the gist of Shop Talk today, man. I just wanted to start the rumor out there that Cardinals, if you get desperate, that moment when Ty Simpson come off the board and you realize you can't get Kirk Cousins and you realize that the 49ers is not going to trade y'all Mac Jones. When you get to looking across that board and you see Geno Smith and you look over and see Russell Wilson saying, let's ride, just go ahead, make the trade. Send Marvin Harrison Jr. to the AFC South like his dad. He come over here and play for the two-tone blue. Be the outside receiver. And we're going to see you a young, talented, hungry quarterback in Will Levis. Capiche? Big Ben. Big moves for the Chiefs today. McDuffie to the Rams. Y'all picked up a first round pick. Y'all gonna re-sign Jalen Watson or Watson gone too? Big Ben, y'all surprised everybody. That Big Ben, if y'all really want to get spicy and y'all want to move up to 4, if y'all want to part with them 2 first round picks for number 4, we're all ears. D4, what up? Yeah, y'all in cap hell too, Big Ben. Y'all in cap hell. At this point, I want the Titans to stick and pick Jeremiah Love at 4. I've already ran down what the Jets should do. I ran down what I think the Cardinals can do. But we got to keep our eyes open. We might see Brian Thomas Jr. on the move and some more cuts. By Monday, the world's going to be on fire. Hopefully the Tennessee Titans with all that money will be the benefactor of some teams being broke and picking up a lot of good players for cheap.